special meeting of the Caledonia Township Board of Trustees. This is Monday, October 6th. It's 9 a.m. I will call the roll. Mr. Stoik has not joined us. Mr. Hermanette. Here. Bradshaw. Here. Pearson's here. Henry.
Here.
Zoller.
Here.
Robertson.
Here.
We have a quorum. We have 3 items on this morning's agenda. The first is a discussion with possible motion to approve the awarding of Campo Lake Drive sewer connection, the amount of $42,790 to Kentwood Excavation. We're joined by both the manager and township engineer to present this item. Who would like to tee it up?
So this is a conversation that we've been having for a while. They're going to be doing some improvements on Campo Lake Drive, and part of those improvements necessitate that we put sewer in, which we agreed to do through their assessments years ago. And I'll let the board approve the project. However, we didn't approve the bid for the project that we just received. So that is why the main reason we're having this meeting here today. I'll let Todd go from there.
Any additional?
We received 5 bids, and Kentwood Excavating was the low bidder by a fair bit, and they're eager to get going. So this was a sort of quick assembly of a project plan and permit, and should work out and meet everybody's timeline.
All right, so should we approve today? They want to get to work.
Right, that's why we're here.
That is an understanding. Board members, any discussion or a motion?
Make a motion, we approve the payment of or take the bid of $42,790 from Kentwood Excavating.
Support.
Move this board that we approve the bid of Kentwood Excavation at $42,790. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. That item has been approved. Item 2 is discussion with possible motion to approve the sewer contract for Smoking Joe's at a cost of $184,753.50 with a 10% contingency. Again, to the manager for introduction and any additional detail from the engineer.
Absolutely. So we've been discussing this with the utility meeting probably for the last 5 months or so. This is the portion that that Smoking Joe agreed to pay years ago, and we had some discussion about who was going to pay for it. There are 4 property owners there that that will need to hook on. However, this property owner, Smoking Joe, he did a land deal with the owner of Komodo Motors, who agreed to pay for his portion. He did ask to have the $184,000, the total cost split over 4, so it would have been $110,000 for him for his portion, or the board can decide to have him pay the full amount of the bond, which was $184,000. But I'll let Todd take the lead.
Yeah, sure. So this is the award before you is a phase 1 of 2 total phases to bring primarily the 4 benefiting properties, sanitary sewer. Each of these properties is future land use designated as commercial. Only one is actively commercial right now. That's Komodo Motors. A bit of a history there that we could get into, but Komodo had made a commitment to bring sewer to the area years ago. This is phase 1 of 2 phases. The second phase will be constructed with the MDOT project, M37. That is that will be bid this fall for next year construction. So this phase 1 for Dykema Excavating had the option to be built this fall or next spring before the MDOT contractor reached this location. They are going to do it in the spring by April 30, and then the MDOT contractor will take it from there. We don't have a phase 2 cost yet. It's estimated to be about $170,000. Total cost had been estimated at about $448,000. It appears that we'll be, after engineering, construction oversight, etc., we'll be in that neighborhood. So that's where we get 4 benefiting properties for $110,000, or we may, due to the prior commitment, assign Komodo Motors $180,000 and split the other 3. We're looking at the special assessment built upon development in order to collect those monies in the future to be made whole.
I'm assuming, you talk about 4 properties, only 3 are outlined. I'm assuming Mars is the other.
Yes, yep.
Right.
So it's currently a private residence, but they have developable frontage, is that the thinking?
Yeah, that's correct.
Is the recommendation to approve as it's listed on the meeting notice at $184,000? Or is there some discussion over how to assign the costs?
Support. Was that a motion or was
I
that
was, I
support?
guess, seeking clarification. So you're seeking that we approve it as it's presented on the,
Yeah, that's correct.
Well, we have to determine how to bill it though, too, I think.
I guess that would be my recommendation to award the contract as is, with the understanding that some of the details about the special assessment and the mechanics of that will be determined. But I do intend to discuss this with the attorney and so forth.
so this is the awarding of the construction, and then how the properties are assessed will come back to the board?
Yes,
Okay.
yep.
So I'm still a little confused on the 110 versus the 184, the lots. So he did a land, what did he?
This is construction of phase 1. The entire project would be 4 and change, and then we'll appropriate to the 4 owners that total cost once it's completed.
Okay, so how it'll be divided up?
Or at least at phase 2.
Right.
We're obligated to serve, this is the first step in servicing those properties. And then we will decide how to assess each of them, whether it's split evenly based on some prearranged agreement or on perceived benefits, things like that. And we can decide how to assess the cost of each property.
Gotcha.
And just to clarify, because I think this item was tabled at the last board meeting, because the board was asking when they would have to pay for that connection. Or part of the question was, but Komodo has to pay the bond upfront, whatever they decide. The others will pay when they connect.
Todd, are we building just the blue line? Is that what we're doing right now?
I think we gotta get to the MDOT right away so that they could legally.
Yeah, that's
pick
phase
it up.
1. That's correct.
So it's blue and a little bit of the green stuff there.
Do we have,
probably.
did we provide an easement to MDOT to get onto private property for the green line? Or maybe the new right-of-way is extending that far out, but it seems pretty wide.
The green line is within an easement that is also a utility easement, ingress, egress, and utility.
Okay.
Actually, what I asked previous board meeting when this was discussed is what mechanism are we gonna do to guarantee payment? So, is it gonna be a lien? Is it gonna be assessment? That's where, I understand where Todd's saying his recommendation is to award this, but, you know, let's,
Once we assess payment, what?
we have to have some sort of mechanism that all 4 of those properties are eventually gonna have
To pay for it.
to pay. You know, and, I look at the Mars property and I've been back there, you know, there's very little that's gonna be able to be commercial because of the creek through there. And it's pretty close to M37.
Have we had direct owner discussions with them, Todd, as far as they want this? Do they believe it adds value, or would they prefer to be excluded and deed restrict their property?
We have not discussed it with the Mars property. There is developable property beyond that too. Beyond the frontage, even as a residential use. Potentially, you know, there's a lot of,
Could be a residential
lot
use
of
in the back, or
certain,
small little office park or something.
yeah, I think there's 15 acres there
15
that,
acres.
that could be developed in the future if they so choose. So I think it does definitely provide them some value to that property. Maybe not the Mars family right now, but yeah, in the future.
All right, well, currently before us is that extension to get it out to them, which, again, we're obligated. And it's wise engineering to do. So I'll make a motion that we approve the sewer contract for Smoky Joe's at a cost of $184,753.50 with a 10% contingency. That is my motion. Moved by Harrison, support by Robertson. Discussion on that portion of the project. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. And item 3 is discussion and motion to consider to approve the hiring of an assessor. I'll set it up with Philip Allison, the township assessor, who is an employee, has given notice and vacated that position. So as we look to replace that, we looked at 3 options. One was just backfilling that person with a hiring a firm that does this type of service, similar to as we do for legal engineering, utilities and otherwise, or to look at with the county, who is sort of our assessing partner, be able to provide these services. The personnel committee met, reviewed these. Our initial inquiry was into and we solicited applications, received a number, extended an offer, and that person accepted a job elsewhere. So we revisited the issue, and we now are looking at the potential of either the county or a firm to provide those services. Allison, I'll kick it to you, take it from there.
Absolutely. So ultimately, in the last 2 weeks, I've been meeting with Dick and Marcia and the options of the county or the firm. We had the county come in just to discuss how it would look like if the township decided for them to come in. They are not able to take on the contract right away. We would have to hire a temporary assessor, and which is not an issue except for the cost. So we had 2 people who were interested in taking it on just for 6 months. The first was $92,000 for 6 months worth of work, and the person was located near the border of Indiana. The second option, who was able to take it on, was somebody who was asking for $140,000 for 6 months, but they weren't able to give the training to the support staff that we have. So I still believe that the county is a very viable and good option. Just at the moment, I think that the independent contractor that came to the township to talk to us is a better option. They are asking for $110,000 for a year, a 3-year contract. There's a 30-day notice of cancellation, a 4% increase. They're mostly on the east side. However, I reached out to, they're in Cascade now, and they're working on hiring more assessors. They have 39 municipalities, over 50 assessors hired, and they have the staff that can come in immediately and get things ready for taxes. I reached out on my management forum to ask for feedback, and all the feedback I received was very positive about this firm. So my recommendation is that the township moves forward with assessment administration services. My only request is that upon approval, that it is conditional pending the review of our attorneys, and that I have the ability to sign the contract so we can get them started as quickly as possible.
Okay, so this is a 3-year contract you're
Yes.
seeking for us to approve with pending review of legal counsel. This did go before the personnel committee earlier today, and we at least had the ability to review perfunctory the terms of the engagement, and we were comfortable with that recommendation.
So moved.
I'll support. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Any board comment? See none?
Move to adjourn.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no.